Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. So the Washington Commanders are making another signing, and they're signing another former Dallas Cowboy. And this time, they're beefing up the offensive line and bringing in Tyler Biadasz, center from the Dallas Cowboys. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and that notification bell as well, so you never miss any free agency video and signing. All right, so the Washington Commanders brought in another former Dallas Cowboys player in center Tyler Biadasz, and it is a 3-year deal, $30 million. And we're going to break it down in today's video. Also talk about Dorance Armstrong's contract. Made a video about that, breaking down the whole signing and my thoughts on it. So if you want to watch a full video, watch it after this breakdown right here. So it is a 3-year, $30 million deal for Tyler Biadasz. Shout out to Nikki Javala for breaking it. Maybe someone else broke it, but this is the first one I saw, and JP Finley retweeted it. So a solid signing for the Washington Commanders. Another Dallas Cowboys player they're bringing in. Other news. Antonio Gibson to the Patriots. Rooting for him. Bryce Huff to the Eagles. Saquon Barkley also to the Eagles. But here's the original tweet. And I think this is a solid signing for the Washington Commanders. Is he a amazing center in this league? No, I think he did make the Pro Bowl though in 2022. But Pro Bowl, we all know it's a popularity contest, and the Cowboys obviously are America's team, and they have a bunch of bandwagon fans. So a lot of, they have some true fans too. Don't come at me, Cowboys fans, but they do have a lot of fans. We'll just vote him in. But he still is a good center in this league. He's still relatively young. I believe he's 26 years old. Let's see. I have a tweet about him. I'm going to in a second. But since 2022, he's played in had 1,300 pass blocking snaps, 50 QB pressures allowed, 4 sacks allowed. So in 2 seasons, 4 sacks allowed. That is pretty good. I'll take that much better than what we've had. And allowed a 4.8% pressure rate, on pass blocks last season, 4th lowest among centers. And we allowed a 7.5 pressure rate, 6th highest. So a huge upgrade. He's a better pass rusher than he is a run blocker. That's what I've heard, from a lot of different Cowboys fans. And the Cowboys fans don't hate him. Some of them do, but for the most part, I've heard okay things from Cowboys fans. And when you're hearing that when they're going to a division rival, it's not terrible. And here's some more information about him. 16th in snaps at center last year, only 3 penalties against, missed 2 games in the last 3 years. That is what you love to see, and hopefully, he doesn't get hurt with Washington, knock on wood. I think, that's been the biggest issue with Washington. Chase Roulier missed a bunch of time with injuries. And let's see, he's 26, played 4 years in Dallas, and went to Wisconsin. So that's the background information on him. You're paying him $10 million a year. I talked about this in the Dorance Armstrong video. The deal you see originally is going to be different than what the deal actually is. The agent is giving the best, pieces and the most attractive portions of the deal to the reporters so that they can get a scoop. But in reality, so it makes the agent look good and the reporter looks good because he's getting the news out quick. But in a day or two, we'll probably hear the breakdown of it. The cap hit will be lower, maybe, something with signing bonuses and guaranteed money. And it still might be a really good deal for the player, but just don't really judge the deal too much early on. Let's just wait and see what happens. But I think $10 million a year for him is that's fair, and the cap is going up. The cap is going up and up and up every year, and this year went up by $30 million more than they were expecting. I believe that's what happened. So $10 million for a good starting center in this league isn't too much, and especially a guy that's 26 years old. It's different when you would be paying like Mitch Morse from the Bills, who did work with Bobby Johnson in Buffalo, I believe they did. If you're doing the same contract with him, or maybe Mitch Morse is a little bit better right now, but at the end of his contract, it might be a situation where it's like he's slowly declining every year. You don't want that. With Tyler Biadasz, it might be slowly, going up the ladder and, getting better and better. So Adam Peters is bringing a lot of former Dallas Cowboys players, or at least 2 so far, and bring in Zach Ertz this past week, who worked with Cliff Kingsbury. So a lot of familiarity. Would like to see some out-of-the-box guys that don't have a lot of connections, but connections aren't bad, especially when you're bringing them from teams that have had success. I know the Cowboys haven't had a ton of success, but they've made the playoffs basically every single year the last like 5 or 6 years, with the exception of a couple years with some injuries. Like, they've made the playoffs, they've won some playoff games. We haven't done that, so I would take that. I would take making the playoffs every year and occasionally winning a playoff game. Obviously, that's not what we're striving for, but I don't think there's an issue with getting some players that you're familiar with, but again, would like to bring in some out-of-the-box guys, bring in some random guys, like Adam Peters, bring in some guys that you were very interested in before, like maybe that you, because you didn't have final say, you couldn't bring them in, but now you do want to bring them in, and also bring in some 49ers guys, because they have had a lot of success, 2 Super Bowls in the last few years, like 4 or 5 years, so they've had success. Bring in some guys from the 49ers, but I do like what they've done so far. You bring in Armstrong. I think I saw the deal is $15 million a year. It's kind of what I thought, maybe a little bit more than I thought, but not too surprising. Again, we'll wait and see what the deal actually looks like. And then Biadasz, $10 million a year. We'll wait and see what the deal looks like. And you're filling 2 big positions of need. Tyler Biadasz, center, which center is a very weak point right now. Don't know what they'll do with Ricky Stromberg. Maybe he'll just be the backup for now, and if he continues to play well, maybe you can slot him in at left guard, or you can have him compete for a left guard position a couple years, because I do like him, and you got Braden Daniels as well. You have a couple young guys, but Braden Daniels, like, he probably won't even make the roster, even though it's a 4th-round pick. He might, but I think they're going to want to overhaul the offensive line. If they can trade him for even a 7th-round pick, 6th-round pick, because he was a 4th-round pick last year, they might do it to a team that really liked him. But the Commanders are filling holes at center, which was good, this year's starting center, and then also at D-end, Torrance Armstrong, starting defensive end for the Washington Commanders. And we know 2 starting offensive linemen right now for the Commanders, Biadasz and also Sam Cosmi. I'm assuming he's going to stick at right guard. Right tackle, maybe they'll stick with Wiley. They're going to at least bring in another tackle and then maybe another guard as well, because the backups aren't even that good. Like Ricky Stromberg, I like him, and he might be able to be a good player eventually, but you can't bank on him. So that's just something to watch out for. I talked about it earlier. Gibson going to the Patriots. It is what it is. We weren't expecting him to be back. It seems like Adam Peters wants nothing to do with the free agents that were on this roster. Cameron Curl, still yet to be seen. Maybe they'll bring him back. Kendall Fuller, Ben Standard reported very likely he is not back. But I'm rooting for Gibson. He's a really good guy, and I don't think we completely used him right here. I think he should be used as a hybrid between a wide receiver running back, and did develop in some ways over years here, and did not develop in some ways as well with, his fumbling maybe got a little bit worse at times. His running didn't really get better, but he got better as a route runner. I think he got better as a pass protector. He's a solid back. Don't know what the deal was, but I'm happy for him, and hopefully he balls out in New England. I'm going to keep you guys updated on anything if it happens. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys new, and peace.